There's a sentence every man has heard at least once, and most regret ignoring. He's just a friend. Sounds harmless, right? Casual, innocent, nothing to worry about. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Sometimes that male friend isn't just a friend at all. Sometimes he's the silent competitor you never agreed to face. And the worst part? You don't even realize you're losing until it's already too late. Because this isn't about jealousy. This isn't about being controlling. This is about understanding emotional dynamics most men completely overlook. See, relationships don't usually break because of one big betrayal. They slowly weaken through small shifts in attention, energy, and emotional investment. And that's exactly where this male friend becomes dangerous. He doesn't need to cross obvious lines. He doesn't need to flirt openly. He doesn't even need to make a move. All he has to do is be there consistently, listening to her, laughing with her, supporting her emotionally, especially when you're not around. Now, think about this for a second. If she's sharing her thoughts, her frustrations, her excitement with another man, what space does that leave for you? Because attention is limited, emotional energy is limited. And whoever she invests that energy into, that's where the connection grows. Here's where most men make a critical mistake. They ignore their instincts. They tell themselves, I don't want to seem insecure. I should trust her. I'm probably overthinking. And while you're trying to be the cool, understanding guy, another man is slowly becoming more relevant in her emotional world. Not because he's better than you, but because he's present in ways you're not. That's how it starts. Not with cheating, not with betrayal, but with emotional replacement. And once that shift happens, once she starts turning to him instead of you, you're no longer her priority. You're her option. So in this video, we're going to break down the clear signs that her male friend is no longer harmless. And more importantly, what it really means for your relationship. Because if she has a male friend like this, you're not just at risk, you're already losing. Let's get into the first real warning sign. It's not about how often they talk. It's about what she shares with him, because there's a big difference between casual conversation and emotional intimacy. And this is where things start to shift in a dangerous direction. See, in a healthy relationship, you're supposed to be her primary emotional outlet. You're the one she comes to when she's stressed. You're the one she opens up to when something excites her. You're the one she trusts with her thoughts, her feelings, her inner world. But when another man starts taking that place, that's not friendship anymore. That's emotional competition. Think about it. If she's texting him first when something happens, if she's venting to him about her problems, if she's laughing with him about things she hasn't even told you, then what role are you really playing? Because relationships are built on shared emotional experiences, and whoever she shares those moments with the most naturally becomes closer to her. This doesn't happen overnight. It's subtle. At first, it's small things. She just mentioned something to him. They had a quick chat. He helped her with something. No big deal, right? But over time, those small moments stack up, and suddenly, he knows what's bothering her before you do. He understands her mood without asking. He becomes the one who gets her. That's when the shift is complete. And here's the uncomfortable part most men don't want to admit. Emotional closeness often matters more than physical closeness. A woman can be physically with you, but emotionally connected to someone else. And once that happens, the foundation of your relationship starts to crack. You might notice it in subtle ways. She seems less interested in talking to you. She gives shorter responses. She doesn't open up like she used to. But when her phone lights up, her energy changes. She smiles. She engages. She becomes more alive. That contrast tells you everything you need to know. Now, this doesn't automatically mean she's doing something wrong, but it does mean something is missing in your connection, and someone else is filling that gap. And if that gap keeps growing, you won't need to worry about losing her, because emotionally, you already have. Now let's talk about something even more revealing than emotions, her time, because time is the clearest form of investment. People don't just find time for someone, they make time for what matters to them. So if she has a male friend who consistently gets access to her time, not occasionally, but regularly, you need to pay attention. At first, it might seem harmless. They just hang out sometimes. They've known each other for a while. It's nothing serious. But look closer. Is she quick to reply to him, but slow with you? Does she cancel plans with you, but never with him? Is she always busy when you need her, but available when he calls? That's not coincidence, that's priority. And priorities reveal everything. Because in a relationship, you're supposed to be near the top of that list, not fighting for space, not competing for attention. But when another man starts getting the same, or worse, better access to her time than you, that's no longer a balanced dynamic. That's a shift in importance. Here's where it gets even more serious. It's not just about how much time they spend. It's about the quality of that time. Are they hanging out one-on-one? Are they having deep conversations? Are they creating shared experiences together? Because those are the exact things that build connection. The more time she invests in him, the more natural it becomes for her to include him in her life. And slowly, you start getting less attention, less effort, less presence, until one day you realize you're the one adjusting your schedule for her while she's adjusting hers for someone else. And that's a dangerous place to be. Now, a lot of guys will try to ignore this. They'll say, I don't want to be controlling. I should trust her choices. And yes, trust matters, but so does awareness, because there's a difference between trust and ignoring clear patterns. If her actions consistently show that another man is getting priority access to her time, then it's not about insecurity anymore. It's about reality. And the reality is simple. Whoever she gives her time to the most is the one she's slowly building her life around. And if that's not you, then you're not just being overlooked, you're being replaced. Now, this is where things become impossible to ignore. It's not just about their connection anymore. It's about how she reacts when you question it. Because in a healthy relationship, your feelings should matter. You should be able to say, hey, something about this doesn't sit right with me, and be met with understanding, not resistance. But when she has a male friend like this, watch what happens. You bring up a concern, calmly, respectfully, and suddenly she gets defensive, not neutral, not understanding, defensive. She says things like, you're overthinking, you're being insecure. He's just a friend, why are you making it weird? And just like that, the focus shifts from her behavior to your reaction. Now you're the problem. Now you're the one who has to fix your mindset. But here's the question most men don't ask. Why is she more committed to defending him than to protecting your peace of mind? Because that's what really matters here. When a woman values you, she doesn't dismiss your concerns. She doesn't make you feel irrational for noticing patterns. Instead, she tries to understand. She reassures you. She adjusts if needed because the relationship matters. But when she refuses to set boundaries with another man, that tells you something powerful. It tells you she's not willing to risk that connection, even if it means risking you. And that's a dangerous imbalance because boundaries are what protect relationships. Without them, anything can slowly cross the line. And here's the uncomfortable truth. If he's allowed to text her anytime, if he's allowed to spend time with her one-on-one, if he's allowed to be emotionally close without limits, then what exactly is separating him from you? What makes your role different? Because if there are no clear boundaries, then there are no clear roles. And when roles become blurred, replacement becomes easy. Now, this doesn't mean you should demand control, but it does mean you should expect respect. Respect for your position, respect for your feelings, respect for the relationship itself. If she can't give you that, but can easily defend another man's place in her life, then you're not standing on solid ground, you're standing in competition, whether you want to admit it or not. And in a competition like this, silence doesn't protect you, it only speeds up the outcome. At this point, the pattern should be clear. It was never just about a male friend. It was about what that connection slowly turned into. Because when you look at all the signs together, she shares more with him than with you. He gets priority access to her time. She defends him instead of respecting your boundaries. There's only one conclusion left. You're no longer her first choice, and that's the moment most men struggle to accept. Because it doesn't happen all at once. There's no clear announcement, no obvious turning point, just a slow shift. Where you go from being the center of her attention to someone she assumes will always be there. While another man becomes the one she's excited about, the one she responds to faster, the one she invests energy into without hesitation. And here's the hardest truth of all: this situation doesn't fix itself. Ignoring it won't make it go away. Being more patient won't suddenly change her priorities, because attraction, attention, and emotional investment follow direction. And right now, her direction isn't leading toward you. Now, you have two choices. The first option: stay silent. Convince yourself it's nothing. Keep tolerating behavior that slowly disrespects your position, and over time, watch the connection fade even more, until one day she's completely checked out, and you're left wondering when you lost her. Or you take the second option. You face reality. You stop competing for attention and start reevaluating your standards. Because the truth is, you shouldn't have to fight for a place that's supposed to be yours. You shouldn't have to question where you stand. And you definitely shouldn't feel like there's a backup player waiting on the sidelines, slowly taking your role. A woman who truly values you makes it clear through her actions, through her priorities, through her boundaries. So if you're in a situation like this, don't just ask, is he crossing the line? Ask the better question: why is she allowing the line to disappear? Because that answer tells you everything. And sometimes, the strongest move you can make isn't holding on tighter. It's recognizing when you're no longer valued and having the self-respect to walk away. If this opened your eyes, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Woman's Secret Signals for more real, unfiltered relationship insights. And comment below: respect over attention if you know your worth.